Hello, welcome back again. So today we have a Zee Zulu video. Zee Zulu is pretty neat. I've showed it off, what, 3 times I think now? I've showed it off a couple times now. I like my Zee Zulu, but this match came out pretty good, so I decided to take it out again. So, Zee Zulu, as you probably already know, it's got the main beam rifle. It can charge, does stun when charged. Can also do a burst fire uncharged, which will stun. I think with a full burst is when it stuns. So if you're good at keeping it on point, you can stack a stun with just the uncharged volley, moving for your melee strikes. It's got the 2 different melee weapons, the claws and the knives, and then it's got a grenade launcher and the beam rifle that stuns on hit. We got a pretty good hit there from a distance, stacking on what damage we can, trying not to push too far forward, because I don't want to get isolated out in front and ripped apart by the entire enemy team. So, trying to find a good position to try and move in. I'm worried about that back there, which does end up being their support, but I don't want to try and rush him down and just get torn apart by everybody else. Moving in, taking down this Jagan. I only hit with one of the knives on that downswing, so that's a little bit frustrating. And I do what I consider to be a very bad move, which is, I ignore him after dropping him, and you can see he's moving right up on me. I do have an ally that is focusing on him, but that ally is getting attacked by somebody else, it looks like, if you look on the radar. So I am trying to do what I can, but this is why I duck behind this building here, because I see him coming up from behind, try to get some distance between me and him, and they pull back for some reason. I'm not sure what they're doing here. I would have continued pressing the advantage, but because of that, I was able to come in, wipe out the Jagan, and then finish off that support as well, lining up to deal with this guy as well. I'm getting some good hits in with the claws. Claws are a lot of fun. As you can see, they're knocking down on single hits as well, something I actually forgot about before taking this out. I really should be leading with the daggers because of that, too. I remember now, thinking about my loop, it was daggers and then using the claws, because I can do just quick stun hits with the knives, then knock down with the claws and move back and get that last downswing with the knives. But regardless, it's a fun suit. It does a lot of damage. Builds up damage pretty quickly when you get a good combo going, and even without doing like a full combo like that, it still does a lot of damage. Also, I just like the claws. Oh, and I forgot to mention, it does reduce stun while you've got the melee weapons out. So you pull out a melee weapon, I believe it gets a speed increase. I'll pay attention to the little bar near my health bar that shows the different buffs to see if I'm right about that one next time I pull them out, but I believe it gets a speed increase while melee weapons are out, and it reduces stun. So pair that on top of that with having like maneuver armor, and you can just tank. Yeah, you can see it gets that little bit of a speed boost. Unfortunately, we did get tackled here. We actually landed that initial swing, too, so that's a little bit frustrating. But we did get taken down, stopped our advance. We're going to get back up and try again. We're just going to move right in here, try to bait a tackle, which we do manage to do. So we're moving around behind again to do what damage we can, but he smartly flies off. But he ended up getting ripped apart by us. Got that good old downswing with the claws. That claw downswing is great. Just, I love it. It's a lot of fun. But we did get dropped, clearly. That's what happens when you jump in the middle of an entire enemy team, but we got good damage in the process, so it's a trade. We took the trade. We did some good damage in the process. I really would like to see a Gundam game that has, like, a one-life system. Just because I can jump in and do stuff like that, because I know so long as I get enough damage out of it, it's gonna be fine, right? If I get enough damage that I'm able to at least take down one guy and get a bunch of assists, then I have well paid back what I lost in doing the jump. And even if I don't get that much damage, I've distracted the enemy team enough, hopefully, that my allies can wipe up whatever's left. So I can do maneuvers like that confidently, so long as I know I can get something out of it, because I respawn, and I know that, right? Because I get that points, then I just respawn, and I can just do it all over again, right? If you had a single life system, stuff like that, would not be worth it anymore. You wouldn't see those kinds of plays anymore. Not as much, at least, because every life would matter more. We unfortunately stunned an ally there. Very frustrating. That's why I jumped in up front, try and make sure that he couldn't then receive damage from it. That was a terrible downswing on my part. He was already tackling when I tried to attack him, and, you know, because of that, we just got taken out. Not sure what he was swinging at, though. That's a little bit weird to me. I'm not sure what he was trying to achieve there. But now we've got the entire enemy team, entire ally team, my team, just bearing down on this poor Jagan. Got some good damage with the claws, but wasn't quite able to finish him off. Oh! and then the Pixie. This is the first time I've seen the Pixie. I didn't realize they had one. Tackled to get myself out of there. Bounced off the Pixie, kind of. I'm a little bit confused at what happened there, because you could clearly see that bounce, but I got the damage. That's a weird interaction. I don't completely understand what happened there. Ooh, we're gonna watch some dogfighting, though. I like seeing that. And he jumped into the air. Ally just knocked him out of the air doing the same thing. I'm sad I missed with the beam rifle, but we came in there, got the single neutral swing on him so that we didn't knock over the ally that was moving in from the other side. I wanted to go in with a big old downswing, but with my buddy coming in from behind like that, I went for that neutral to prevent from knocking him over. So I think that was ultimately a pretty good call. We got some good damage. He ended up getting taken out either way, so doesn't matter. And oh boy, I think I've talked at length about this stupid like corner peeking meta thing. See him just bouncing, trying to bait me out. I hate this. It annoys me. The only reason I'm standing behind the wall like this is because I have 1 HP. I normally would not do that. I would just charge him. But I knew that wouldn't end well, and it didn't end well anyway because the Pixie blindsided me with stealth. Doing his job, quite frankly. Honestly, I might have even just used a head Vulcan shot if I were him. No, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably move in with the sabers. To be fair, I'm not sure if you could see my health bar anyway. But if I could see my health bar at that point, I would have... Nah, I'd still move in with the daggers. The daggers are just fun. Unless I thought I could... Regardless. It's just funny sometimes to get like a single head Vulcan shot on somebody. But regardless, everyone's down now, so I'm just waiting for an opportunity to spawn in with the rest of my team. You can see we are at a disadvantage point-wise, but a very narrow one. I don't think that's even a... Let's see, what's the point range? Yeah, I don't think that's even a single mobile suits level. 1 kill will put us back on top in this situation. It's a very, very, very close disadvantage. So we're moving in. I'm trying not to tie up my ally too much, because that's something that drives me crazy when I'm trying to back out. I did see the Pixie go to the right there, so I'm moving in knowing there's a stealth suit behind me, but I figured I could get some damage on this guy here, and you're going to see that bite me right here as he comes in from behind and knocks me over, preventing me from really getting more damage. I'm not sure if I could have taken out the Jagan anyway, with just the damage I was dealing, but it definitely secured my inability to do so, to have the Pixie jump on me like that. So that's a little bit annoying, but that's the result of not paying attention to the Pixie. But we ultimately still won. Allies jumped in, did what they needed to do to secure that win. Looks like we got maybe one other person drop while we were doing that as well, but you can see that point difference is really close. That was actually a really close match, but I got some good hits this round. You can see I got top in everything except assist, which isn't the end of the world. That just means I killed everything I fought instead of had my allies kill them for me. Depending on the suit I use, I tend to get a lot of assists, as I think I've talked about before, which again is also okay too. If I've got a ton of damage and a ton of assists, that just means I spread out all that damage across multiple targets and still help to secure a win, versus dealing all my damage to one target and wiping them out, which is what the Zee Zulu is really good for. But yeah, that one came out great. That was a really fun match. It was way closer than it felt. Playing it, when playing it, it felt like just a huge wipe on our part. But looking at that end score, that is not so much the case. So, enjoyable one. Glad to show it off. But that will be it for today, and I'll have to see you guys next time.